TV serves a different purpose for brands now. It's expanding its purpose, and tell us sort of maybe high level about how you work with advertisers in solving their needs beyond just buying agent demo.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think the upfront's still going to be very important for at least a few more years, if not even beyond that, but for a very specific purpose. I don't think there's a marketplace that allows you in one go to talk to a bunch of platforms, publishers, broadcasters, however you want to call it, and figure out your whole year. But there's a whole bunch of efficiencies attached to that. Getting the right kind of pricing, cementing a partnership. So there's always going to be a role for that. And I think one of the things you maybe have seen of NBCUniversal over the last few years is that whole idea of doing mass media now sits very comfortably with us bringing more targeted media, data-driven media into the upfront as well. So we're managing to marry both of these worlds within the existing upfront. Now, what my team does is we've always had this, and I would say to the team at NBC, I've been there for 2 years, there was all these riches, treasure chest of riches that we still haven't yet connected the dots on and taken out into the marketplace. So part of my job is to really look at our portfolio, which really spans so much of the media space, everything from motion pictures with Universal Pictures and DreamWorks, through to theme parks on the East End, the West Coast, through to digital and data properties, set-top boxes, pretty much everything. And so what we're now saying is, okay, my team's job is to look at where the value is in that, and then connect the dots for our clients and say, have you thought about going to market in this way? And we do that mostly to kind of help drive demand, not just for the upfront, but for the kind of always-on part of our business as well. So another way I talk about it, and maybe I've been a little bit trite about this, is that I think about it as making a sandwich. And it's really silly, but you'll get my point. And one part is our portfolio, all the things inside of it. That's one side of the sandwich. The other part of the sandwich is your business. You're the client, your category, the things that keep you up at night, your outcomes, what's driving your business. And the thing that connects it, the filling, is essentially our partnership. So I'm really thinking about that very structurally and then going to different clients with that as an offering. And it's done tremendously well for us over the last couple of years.
So there's been a lot of new entrants in terms of clients and direct-to-consumer.
Yes.
And we're talking a lot about that here at CES and over the course of the past year. What is sort of the excitement, opportunities, entrance of these direct-to-consumers companies, and how do you work with them?
I think it's very exciting for us as NBCUniversal. First of all, we want to be where the innovation is. We want to be where the action is. We want to be where any industry is being reinvented. So that's one of the reasons we're leaning into this. We're also leaning into it for the very same reason I just gave, which is we think there's been a misperception in the industry around what NBCU represents. So if you ask people, oh, why would you do business with NBCU? People typically think top of the funnel, building brand, and yes, we're great at that. Probably nobody's as good as we are at doing that. But what we've also found, at least in the time I've been there, is that when you follow that funnel all the way through, what you see, the data we have from marketing studies, research studies, as well as research we've done with Accenture, shows that we're really good at the lower end of the funnel as well. We're a full funnel solution. And so given that, and these DTC companies, as they think about their evolution, the first phase of their evolution is very much around lower funnel, about driving performance, driving direct response. They didn't think about us. And this didn't square with us, given that we knew that we were great at driving that. So we're working on the whole spectrum of D2C companies, from emerging, who probably grew up on Facebook and on Google, and we're showing them that they can actually get just as good, if not more superior returns by working with NBC at the lower end of the funnel, through to more established brands who are already doing a lot of business with us, DR business with us, but we're now showing them that they can be mature brands by using the full scope of our portfolio. So we're a great offer for them.
Not to get too deep in the weeds on performance and how do you measure that, and what are the expectations around performance in these new direct-to-consumer brands?
Well, it's kind of like everyone's a unique snowflake in many respects, but there is a common characteristic that goes through every single DTC client we talk to. And the thing that is common is that they're CPA obsessed. Cost per acquisition, they want to get low cost per acquisition, but they want to do it at scale. These things are usually at tension, okay? And so we're hyper-focused on that. We know what things in our portfolio drive that the best, and we're packaging that kind of stuff with them. Now, as you go from one client to the next, that does change. So sometimes you'll say, oh, client says, no, actually, I don't care about that. What I care about is low cost per site visit. Another client will say, well, actually, we're kind of at the inflection point where we moved out of that phase, and we just want people to know who we are. You know, people on the coast, in the hip neighborhoods of New York or LA know who we are. Now we want to go into Middle America. So I want awareness. And so we've now started to figure out different measurement suites, solutions that solve some of those problems. And sometimes they don't want that from us. Sometimes they have it already. And then sometimes they're saying, okay, well, let's partner and then work this out together. So it's very much everyone's a snowflake type situation.
Cool, and you've been on the media buying side for most of your professional career. And you've been looking at television as a buyer. What's exciting now in terms of the TV as an opportunity?
I think I actually started off my career in creative agencies as a planner, and then I got into media because I started to feel there was this disconnect between the people who think about the creative ideas and the people who think about the distribution of those ideas. It wasn't that way when I started in the business, before they decoupled the media agencies. So the thing that most excites me right now is bringing that back together again. We have that at NBCUniversal. We have talent, we have content studios, we have production facilities, some of the best in the world. So one of the things I'm most excited about is rethinking how media and creative work together. I'm also interested in this idea that you have the traditional reach frequency metrics coming from the TV world, and then historically in digital you had the engagement metrics. You know, and that's how you kind of bought on the Facebooks, the Googles, the pay-per-clicks, you know, those kind of models. And these two things seem to jar with each other, but now we have data that allows us to span all of these worlds. I think we're kind of at the beginnings of a new way of thinking about how we plan media. So those two things are most interesting, the whole bringing the creative back into the picture, and then kind of this new model of planning. I'm very excited about that.